Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mickey Loomis is at it again. Our wonderful, glorious general manager, Mickey Loomis, is at it again. This guy, man, at this point, I don't think he's serious about winning. I think he is okay with being a mediocre franchise that wins 7 to 10 games every year. Well, this year you didn't even get there, right? But I think he's okay with being mediocre. I truly, truly do. Um, he has this delusion that the Saints are just like he has this delusion that the Saints are the Steelers. Very few head coach like I don't know where he gets this from. The Saints had some success in the 2010s, won a Super Bowl even, right? Fantastic. Outside of that, right, especially in the last few years post Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis's record without Sean Payton is horrific. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 40 something and 60 something. Probably even worse at this point. He's not a good GM. He has severely mismanaged the cap, severely mismanaged the roster, and he allowed a career loser in Dennis Allen to stick around for way too long. And if it was up to Mickey Loomis, Dennis Allen would still be the head coach. He would still be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. We all know he was severely against firing Dennis Allen. That decision had to come from Gil Benson. If they would have done that earlier when it needed to happen, who knows what the season could have been, right? Um, but now the Saints need a head coach. And, the Jets are out there interviewing, Mike Vrabel, and they got all these interviews lined up. Saints haven't done anything yet, despite Dennis Allen being fired months ago. And I think we all know why. And, I just pretty much got confirmation of that, even though I already knew what was going on. So, Tony Pauline, he's an NFL insider, really accurate with his reporting. He put out an article today and basically confirming what we already know. Aaron Glenn is going to most likely get the Saints head coaching job, right? And I've spoke before in videos about why I was against that, and Mickey Loomis just confirmed my fears, right? Or at least, you know, pretty much. Let me read you this. So it's the article is here. Insider notes on Saints, latest on head coach search, blah blah blah, and on GM Mickey Loomis's future. This says Mike Loomis, but we know it's Mickey, right? So here he just talks about how they started strong, then failed, then pulled the trigger, fired Dennis Allen. Saints are now joining the New York Jets and Chicago Bears as teams searching for a new head coach, a list that will grow after the final week of the regular season. And while several candidates have been connected as the Saints' next head coach, league sources tell me all is said and done, it will be Aaron Glenn who lands the job. Glenn, the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, has interviewed for head coaching jobs in the past, meeting with the Titans. Um, he, along with offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, will be two hot names heading into the offseason as teams look to fill head coaching vacancies. Now, this is where it gets nasty. Why do people believe Glenn ends up in New Orleans? Glenn finished his career as a player with the Saints in 2008, then returned as DB coach from 2016 to 2020, but it goes deeper than that. People tell me longtime Saints general manager Mickey Loomis, who has been with the organization since 2000, isn't going anywhere anytime soon, despite the lack of recent success. Loomis doesn't want a lot of upheaval in the organization and would prefer to keep several of the existing coaches on the staff. The belief is Glenn would be open to keeping the coaches Loomis wants retained. The belief is Glenn would be open to keeping the coaches Loomis wants retained, given his relationship with the organization and general manager, which makes him a perfect fit for the job. Glenn has also been spoken about as a head coaching candidate for the Jets, the team that selected him in the first round of the 1994 NFL draft. So this is what we were all afraid of, right? This just tells me it is going to be more of the same old, same old. Mickey Loomis wants a head coach to come in that he can control, that he can keep all of the power because, again, he has this delusion that he is some elite general manager that is responsible for the Saints' success when it is Sean Payton, right? This is this is like horrible news if true, right? And I have no reasons to doubt that it's true because, like I said, Tony Pauline is usually pretty accurate. And then we all knew this. We all knew the Saints were probably going the Aaron Glenn route, just like they went the Dennis Allen route. Mickey Loomis has some kind of infatuation with continuity. It's not working, man. This organization needs new eyes. It needs fresh energy. It is not working. Quit trying to relive the past and go get somebody different, man. I'm sure Aaron Glenn make a fantastic head coach for someone else. I hope he does, right? And if he does come to the Saints, I hope it does work out, obviously. But the fact that Glenn, this part right here, the belief is Glenn would be open to keeping the coaches Loomis once retained, given his relationship with the organization. That is a red flag right there, and from Aaron Glenn. So he is already giving up control before he even gets the job. Like, and again, like Mickey Loomis, the fact that he is already talking about keeping coaches that are already with the organization, why is he making that decision already? Why, like that's let the head coach decide who is on his staff. You know what I mean? Like, why is the general manager deciding who is on the coaching staff before the new head coach is even hired? Like, this is just he's on a power trip, is what he is. He got his feelings hurt when Gail made him fire his friend Dennis, right? And now he still wants to just be in control of everything. Dude, take a step back, let it go, and refresh the organization, man. Like, this is it's ridiculous at this point. But you know what can we do, right? I guess really our only hope at this point is this last part right here that says Glenn has also been spoken about as a head coaching candidate for the New York Jets, the team that drafted him. I guess our only hope is that the New York Jets offer Aaron Glenn the job and he decides to take the job with them, right? Both jobs really aren't that attractive. I think, you know, the Jets have some young talent, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, guys like that. The Saints, they got Olave, they got a little bit of talent at least, right? But man, I hope Aaron Glenn gets a chance at another job and does not take the Saints job. I need somebody to come in that is not going to just be a shill for Mickey Loomis. Is not just going to do everything he says and just keep things the way they were because they're not working. They are not working. They're not. The Saints have missed the playoffs several years in a row now. They kept a coach that should have been fired last year, way too long into this season. So I just don't understand. Like, again, it goes back to the definition of insanity. What is insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Like, it's just not going to happen. You're going to bring Aaron Glenn in. Oh, continuity thing, continuity, because again, Mickey Loomis thinks we're the Steelers, thinks that, we're some elite organization that is a history of nothing but winning. It's just unrealistic and it sucks right now. But it is what it is. I'll be there watching, unfortunately, right? Appreciate you guys watching as usual. Peace.